Ever feel like you're just drowning in a sea of AI news and tools? Yeah, you're not alone. The pace is absolutely dizzying, and it's so easy to feel left behind before you've even had a chance to start. Well, in this explainer, we're going to change that. We're going to turn all that overwhelm into a clear, simple plan you can actually use. Let's get into it.
Does this sound familiar? I bet it does. It's this deep anxiety so many of us are feeling right now. You put in the effort, you learn a new tool, and then bam, a new model drops and it feels like everything you just learned is useless. It's this exhausting treadmill, and it always feels like you're one step behind.
So, the big question is, how can anyone possibly keep up with all this? Well, the good news is, it's actually a lot simpler than you think. This explainer right here? This is your roadmap. We're not here to add to the noise. We're here to give you a real structure, a real plan to get started like today.
So here's our game plan. First, we're going to tackle that feeling of being overwhelmed head on. Then, we'll bust some of the biggest myths that are probably holding you back. After that, we'll help you find your own personal AI path, give you an essential toolkit, teach you 4 core skills that never go out of date, and then wrap it all up with an actionable roadmap.
Okay, first up, the AI overwhelm. You know that feeling, right? It's the sense that any skill you learn has a super short shelf life. And look, with literally thousands of new AI tools coming out every year, it's a totally valid concern. But the solution isn't to learn faster, it's to learn smarter.
So, before we even touch a single tool, we need to do some mental house cleaning. Let's bust the most common myths that stop people cold before they even get started.
Let's start with the big one. But I'm not technical. Guess what? You don't have to be. Not anymore. The most powerful AI tools out there today require absolutely zero coding. Seriously, if you're curious and you're willing to play around a bit, you're ready. That's it.
And what about that insane pace of change? It's true, new models and updates are dropping all the time. But you know what? Most of it is just noise. The fundamentals, the core skills of how to think with and direct an AI, they don't change. If you focus on those, you'll always be ahead of the game. And that feeling of being totally paralyzed by choice, I get it. There are thousands of tools, but here's the secret. You don't need them. You can do probably 90% of everything you'll ever need to do with just 3 to 5 really solid, versatile tools. We'll even help you figure out which ones.
Okay, now that we've cleared out those mental roadblocks, let's make this personal. Because there is no single right way to learn AI. It's all about finding the path that serves your goals. And for most people, it comes down to one of these 3 main archetypes.
So which one sounds like you? Are you an everyday explorer, just looking to use AI to make life a little easier? Summarizing articles, drafting emails. Or are you a power user who wants to really dig in and use AI for heavy-duty content creation or deep research? Or maybe you're a builder, someone who wants to create custom automated systems, all without writing a single line of code. Just think for a second about which one feels right.
All right, once you have a sense of your path, you need the right tools. And this is where people get lost in that sea of options we talked about. But we can simplify this a lot. All we have to do is think in categories.
See? Pretty much every AI tool you'll ever find falls into one of these 5 buckets. Large language models, tools for research, and then generators for images, video, and audio. That's basically it. Suddenly, the chaos seems a whole lot more manageable, doesn't it?
Now, the most important category here, by far, is the large language model, or LLM. We're talking about tools like ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini. These things are the incredibly versatile Swiss Army knives of the AI world. For almost everyone, this is the best place to start.
But listen, having the right tools is only half the story. The real magic happens when you know how to use them. The tools are going to change, they're going to evolve, but if you can master these 4 fundamental skills, you will never, ever be left behind. These are the things that really matter.
So these are the big 4. Prompting, how you talk to AI. Landscape awareness, knowing which tool to grab for which job. Workflow thinking, that's about connecting tools together to solve bigger problems. And creative remixing, using AI as a partner to spark new ideas. All of them are crucial, but let's start with the one that unlocks everything else, prompting.
You don't need some complex 100-page guide on prompt engineering. Just remember this simple framework: aim, context, and rules. What's the aim? What do you want it to do? What's the context? What background information does it need to know? And what are the rules, the constraints like length or tone that it has to follow? That's it. This structure alone will dramatically improve your results.
Just look at the difference here. The vague prompt on the left, it forces the AI to guess what you want. But the specific prompt on the right, it uses our framework. It gives it the aim, the context, and the rules it needs to deliver something that's actually useful, probably on the very first try. The difference is just, it's night and day.
Okay, we've busted the myths, we've found our path, we've organized the toolkit, and we've defined the core skills. Now let's pull it all together into an actionable roadmap that you can literally start using the second this is over.
This is your repeatable process. First, start with a real-world pain point, something that takes up way too much of your time. Then, find the right tool for that job. That's your landscape awareness skill. Then, iterate your prompts until you get what you need. From there, you can start combining tools. Hello, workflow thinking. The whole idea is to build a ladder of progress, starting with one simple task and moving all the way up to an automated system that solves that pain point for good.
And this, right here, is the main takeaway. Stop worrying about the shiny new tool of the week. Focus your energy on mastering these core skills and principles, because those are timeless. That's your real advantage.
So you see, you're not behind. You're actually right at the starting line, with a map in your hand. The only question left is, what's the first problem you're going to solve?